Much for that, Diana. Well, it is a story of mystery and a whole lot of money thrown in as well. The 104-year-old heiress to a Montana copper mining fortune has spent the better part of her golden years inside a New York City hospital room. Well, she is one of the richest women in America, worth $500 million. And there's now an investigation into exactly who is watching her and her money. Well, NBC's Jeff Rosen is here with the story first reported on MSNBC.com. Jeff.
Hey there, Amanda. Yeah, she lives like a recluse in a New York City hospital room. And so the question is she alert enough to be able to handle her own fortune? And if so, has she approved all these expenditures that have been happening out of her account? Now the Manhattan District Attorney here in New York City has launched a full investigation.
Who wouldn't be happy with just one mansion? Huguette Clark owns 3, all perfectly manicured, all sit empty. This one in Santa Barbara hugs the California coast. Its value over $100 million. Her estate in Connecticut worth over $20 million. It's empty. And Huguette Clark also owns the largest apartment on New York's prestigious Fifth Avenue. 42 rooms worth over $100 million. It's empty too. According to MSNBC.com, Clark hasn't seen any of them in over 20 years. In fact, she's been living in seclusion here, inside a Manhattan hospital room, surrounded by her French doll collection. Clark's lifestyle is so mysterious, this is the last known picture ever taken of her in 1930. Today, at 104 years old, Huguette Clark's personal worth is an estimated $500 million. Bill Dedman is MSNBC.com's investigative reporter. What we had was a feature story about an elderly woman with a lot of money in mysterious empty mansions, but now we have an investigation. An investigation into these 2 men, Huguette Clark's gatekeepers and closest advisors. Her lawyer, Wally Bach, and her accountant, Irving Kamsler, a convicted felon who in 2008 pled guilty to attempting to send pornography to teenage girls. Since Huguette Clark never had any children, these 2 men reportedly control everything, including her fortune and the tightly guarded access to her hospital room. The Manhattan District Attorney is looking into how her finances have been handled and the actions of her attorney and her accountant who control her wealth and access to her in her hospital room. According to MSNBC.com, Wally Bach quietly arranged to sell Clark's rare Stradivarius violin for $6 million and her Renoir painting for $23.5 million. And now the website reports the lawyer and the accountant are trying to sell her Connecticut estate for $24 million. So where's the money going?
An investigation doesn't necessarily mean there was any wrongdoing, but it does mean that the district attorneys are at the least a little suspicious. When you've got someone who's this age, who's this reclusive, with this few relatives, it can be difficult to figure out exactly what is an accountant or a lawyer authorized to do or not do. MSNBC.com reports for 104 years old, Huguette Clark is awake and alert, but it's unclear if she has a will.
What we have here is a kindly woman who secluded herself in her apartment and then in a hospital room, and therefore has made herself vulnerable to being kept out of the loop. Maybe she doesn't have all the information about what's been done with her money.
Money she inherited from her wealthy father. Now, with her mansions empty, no apparent heirs, and her handlers under investigation, Huguette Clark's life is as mysterious today as it was a century ago.
By the way, one of the accusations here is that the lawyer and the accountant aren't even letting Huguette Clark's own relatives come visit her in the hospital. Remember, they control all of the access, Mandy. I should also mention that I did speak by phone with the lawyer, Wally Bach. He denies any wrongdoing, but wouldn't comment beyond that. We also called the accountant several times, but he never returned our calls.
That's a very interesting story, isn't it? Good luck with the investigation.
Oh, it is. Thanks.
Okay, we'll come